FM. I am DJ Zwane. And this is the Hijack. Thanks for hanging out. Doing it on a brand newish. It's a few months old now. But we're doing it differently because I had to switch up how I podcasted, broadcasted, etc. Putting everything into my own DJ Zwane channel to having its own separate channels for their own separate topics and types of shows. So now, if you like the talk radio stuff that I do, the podcast stuff that I do, rather, you can go to the Hijack the End, or you can go to Irreverent the End. And soon enough, I'll put that all back on the End FM here shortly. It's just been a real hectic couple months here. But as it stands, this is where you can join the conversation on here, on Facebook, on YouTube, and on Twitch. If you are listening to me on my YouTube channel, the DJ Zwane YouTube channel, this live stream of the Hijack is only temporary here until I gain the followers that I need. So make sure to follow me on the Hijack the End on YouTube. That would be solid. That would be awesome. So thank you for doing that. If you do, if you don't, then you clearly just don't like me, and that's fine. Not everybody has to like me. I'll tell you this though, something I don't like. You see that? Transition, baby. That's what we in the business call a transition. One thing I don't like right now is the cold snap going. Now, don't get me wrong. Typically, I love cold weather, and I actually kind of like it now, but the problem is that I don't like I don't like doing much work when it's really cold like this, and I'm sure I'm not unique in that. But you know, there's been a kind of a cold snap here in Florida that I've not seen in a really long time. The first time that I remember it being under like 35 degrees when I moved here from the Dominican Republic was when I was like 9 or 10 years old, and it was on Halloween. And the reason I remember it is because I decided that I wanted to be a werewolf for Halloween, and it was like 32 degrees. So that was poorly planned by a 10-year-old, and my parents are immigrants, so they were just like, yeah, man, whatever, just don't yourself and don't do something stupid, which is a tall order for a 10-year-old. All that to say, we had the most extreme weather. The last 30 years, we've had the hottest and coldest days. Like, it's kind of like the world. It's kind of like Earth is telling us that something's not right. Some things are a little off. It's kind of like Mother Nature is telling us there's something wrong and you need to fix it. This next administration is very anti-science in a lot of ways. In most of the relevant ways, they are anti-science. With that, we need to be much more vigilant. And honestly, vet your doctor. One of the over 100 executive orders that Cheeto Mussolini decided to sign yesterday in front of a crowd. Like, this guy wants to be, I agree with Colbert. He wants to be a TV personality so bad. Dude, you did it. You did it already. Like, just, anyway, I can't believe we're doing this another 4 years. So, just be more vigilant. Be vigilant about all of the information about the way your diet, your both your physical diet and your information diet, because we are about to enter a landmine of information age. You're going to have to figure out who your sources are going to be, because all the major ones, and we're going to talk about this a little later, one of the major things that we have is the concentration of where everybody gets their information. And last time, in the before times, it was different back then because it was TVs, and there was a handful of TV stations and radio stations. And then that became a little bit more common, and then deregulation happened, and then all the big ones bought all the little ones, and so now it's like back in the 90s, the deregulation that happened when Clinton was around. That happened, and we as a country just saw everything get concentrated. Again, something that we're going to be talking about a little later. All this climate change, the LA fires, that's another indication of climate change. And people are blaming homeless people. And I think immigrants or immigrant homeless people, it's like they take buzzwords and put them together and make like an Uber word to describe a scarier thing to them. To them, the scariest thing is a homeless immigrant. And it blows my mind that people look at what's going on around them, the fact that the last 30 years we've had the most extreme weather we've ever had on record, and they're blaming homeless people with matches. That's the reason. Well, what about last year and the year before that and the year before that and the year before? Are you telling me that these homeless people are that good at arsonists that they are able to burn down thousands and thousands of acres every year? You have a fire season in California. How about the hurricanes? Are the hurricanes that's clearly the immigrants' fault because the hurricane comes from out of town. So it's clearly the immigrants' fault. That's easy to blame the immigrants on. Was there a homeless person out there going, screw you rich people? Sure, probably. Is he the reason that we have such a bad situation when it comes to fires, that there's a fire season?